For their part, China has banned their exports of the equipment and technology to do that work. So an agreement between Beijing and Kuala Lumpur would strongly imply that Chinese equipment and engineering expertise will go into Malaysia in return for access to the finished products. There are some concerns here from the Chinese side that predated the Malaysian PM signing the trade agreement with the United States. Is there enough raw material in Malaysia to justify big Chinese investments, along with environmental issues that could shut down the project later, after China spent billions of dollars turning them on? But now there is another, even bigger one from China's point of view. If Malaysia just signed an agreement to give the United States right of first refusal on rare earth magnets and materials coming out of Malaysia, the deal with China is probably dead on arrival. Chinese regulators have gone to a lot of trouble in China to make sure that their magnets aren't headed the Pentagon's way. Now Malaysia may have just agreed to hand over theirs. Instead, after Chinese firms and engineers and equipment did the work, making them ready for export. Several days ago, the Malaysian PM met with China's premier and urged the investments from the Chinese side to move forward as if nothing happened. But the problem is the language of the MOU itself and whether this thing is legally binding in any way. Because if that language is in there, Malaysia is legally obligated to prioritize rare earth sales to the United States. Even worse, Malaysia may be legally obligated to seize Chinese equipment and technology in Malaysia and hand it over to American companies if similar policies are enacted in the United States that require that. There's a saying in American politics that if you're explaining, you're losing. The Malaysian PM is hard put to explain to his own parliament why the deal he just signed is not a surrender of Malaysian sovereignty, is not a betrayal. And he did not just agree to allow the Trump administration to colonize the Malaysian mining industry. If he's having trouble explaining this deal he just signed to his own people, he should expect companies here in China to be a much tougher audience.